Catherine Bearder, for e-cigarette users, how important was today's vote in the European Parliament?
Well, it was very important that we regulate e-cigarettes, because I think that when people go and buy the e-cigarettes as a way of getting off the harmful part of a cigarette, they want to know that what they are buying is safe. So that's why we've gone for regulation. I wasn't keen that it became a medicine, because then you have to go to a pharmacist and get a subscription for that. So I'm very keen that we regulate it so that we know that it's safe, it's what it says on the tin, sort of regulation, and it's as easy to buy as tobacco is.
Now, I also understand that these rules, if they became law, would mean that they couldn't be sold to minors, because at the moment there's no restrictions on the sale of e-cigarettes. How important was that element for you?
Oh, absolutely important. As a mother, I would hate to think that it's not 5-year-olds, it's the 11, 12-year-olds can go in there and buy e-cigarettes. And there's nothing the shopkeeper can do to say to stop that. So we need to regulate it. We need to make sure that what's inside them is safe, that who is buying them is responsible. I don't want them to become a route into cigarettes. I want them to be a route out of cigarettes.
Now, there were a number of other measures that were discussed under this very large piece of legislation, and it's not yet the end of the day because it's complicated. But on some of the other elements, for example, on the packaging side, there was a proposal to put more pictures and text warnings on the packets. Is that something that you welcome? That's a suggestion that's gone forward from here in Strasbourg.
Yeah, we've come to a compromise. The Commission wanted 75% of the pack covered in warnings, and there was a much lower 50% pack. I think what we've come to, 65, is a good compromise. I still don't understand why people will buy something that says this is going to kill you, but they still do. I still want it in their face that this is a dangerous project they're buying and smoking. It is their right to do so, but I would rather protect them and give them the full information. So 65% is a reasonable compromise.
And I'd like to return just finally to e-cigarettes, because I imagine, like other MEPs, your postbag has been full of users commenting and contacting you saying that they've made a difference. What kind of stories have you heard from your constituents, and how important did you feel it was to vote on it in this way in this session today?
Yeah, I've heard all sorts of stories for those people against and for e-cigarettes, yes, the post box has been groaning under the weight of it. Particular stories, some will be fanciful and some aren't, and that's the job of us as politicians, to see the way through, to disregard those that are quite wildly exaggerated, and the pressure from the tobacco lobby too. So it is a case of looking and seeing a clear view through how can we best regulate this to make it safe for the whole population. We won't win everybody's sides, but I think what we've done today is a good position. The Parliament has come to a reasonable position. It's taken an enormous amount of negotiation and backroom deals and that sort of things. But I think we've come to the right decision. It's a good mandate now to go forward. We have to negotiate now with the ministers. All the countries' ministers will be negotiating with the Commission, and then we can come to the final package, and then we will vote on that again when all the negotiations are done. So it's a lot of hard work by a lot of people. We've had to listen to a lot of lobbying, good work all round, and I think we've come to some reasonable compromises. We haven't won all the arguments, but most of them we have, and we're pleased about it.